If you sleep in your house, you can't attack and kill you.
My own sister was brutally murdered. These bandits went into their town, in her house, in her room, put a gun in her mouth and shot her dead.
The people that were killed in Zamfara State is something that, if it is a foreign country, definitely Yari will be arrested.
It is rather unfortunate that we have to begin this story with a bad history.
The mere mention of Zamfara State before June 2019 creates horror in the minds of people. It creates an image of fear, killings, kidnappings, banditry. Nobody would like to come to Zamfara State for any reason.
We all know that in the past, the two communities, the Hausa and the Fulani communities in Zamfara State, as well as in other northern states of this country, were living in peace for hundreds of years.
The relationship was very cordial and peaceful because the cattle routes were maintained. But as time went on, there was an interference.
With the advent of party politics, some people decided to campaign with the issue of areas that were reserved exclusively for the use of the Fulanis, for the pasturing of their cattle.
So when the Fulanis come, they have nowhere to pass except they have to go through the farms. So, and if they do that, it was an offense according to those who took over their cattle route. And instead of taking the issue to the authority for necessary action, people take law into their hand.
They went to Lingado, they killed not less than 25 at that time. Before they went to Kizara, they killed over 100 people. In 2014, also they went to Galadima and getting to 200 people on the spot. And no action was taken.
Nigerian lawmakers are demanding an end to the killings in Zamfara State.
Thousands of people are displaced here, and more are still coming days after gunmen invaded their villages.
This is a very sad incident that happened to the good people of Zamfara State. But their number one citizen, the state governor, is not even in the state to receive anybody on condolence.
The government of Abdulaziz Yari did not live up to its responsibilities as government, because The primary purpose of government is to protect lives and property. So because the governor did not give the issue of security the necessary attention it required from him as the chief security officer of the state, Zamfara State became a theater of kidnapping and banditry.
Even when the crisis go on, then the former governor by then, Abdulaziz Yari, said it is just a fight between Fulani and farmers. While it is not.
In the immediate past 2 or 3 years, it became so much that the former administration came out and admitted that, look, there wasn't much they could do about this.
The sole responsibility is belong to federal government. And the protection of life is the work of the center. But to my dismay, I think the federal government is not even show so much concern or remorse to say that these people, we need to support them or we need to do ABC.
If you had the time when twins was kidnapped from Dauran and Zulma local government, they are my daughters. I was a vice chairman to that local government. When the incident happened, I came out to even look for my chairman. No even a councillor that came just to condole of what happened in that area. It is only me that goes around, speak with the BBC, speak with the international media. At the end of the day, they call me, why am I talking to the media? The next thing I heard, I was removed from office.
Actually, I cannot accuse him of being part and parcel of in the insecurity, but he's always been not available. His inability to always be available in Zamfara State, actually, I can say that is part of the thing that caused all this insecurity.
Huge infrastructural investments were made by that administration, as we were told. But it all came to naught.
From 2011 to 2019. No blessed day that people were not killing in Zamfara. People were not living in their houses. People were not living. When you go to the villages, a lot of IDPs, nowhere in the local government that there's no IDP.
In compliance with the Supreme Court judgment, the Commission has now determined the winners of the elections in Zamfara State as follows. Governorship. Governor Bello Mohammed Mattawale, PDP. Deputy Governor Mahdi Aliou Gusau, PDP.
We must abide by the rules and the laws of the country in order to guard and to safeguard our democracy.
Once a governor is always ready to listen, when he is given listening ears and he is ready for debate and to talk to him, to advise him Well, that's part of the style of leadership that we're in need of in Zamfara State. And Bello Mattawale has this type of leadership. His door is always open to the common man to come and see him, to advise him. Because politicking in Zamfara is from the grassroots. The grassroots people need to see their leader. If you can give chance, if you can open your doors for the common man to see you and advise you, I believe that we can have stability in our style of politicking and our style of leadership in Zamfara State.
When Governor Bello Muhammad Mattawale Maradun came in, what he started doing was to create the enabling environment for the warring groups to believe in him. Because sincerity and honesty in everything is the bedrock of success. 3 stages of roadmap to peace was created. First of all is to stop the abductions and killings, which stopped at that time. Secondly was to release the victims that were in their hands without ransom being paid. So NSAK were releasing the Fulani they abducted. The Fulani were releasing all the people they have abducted for ransom without money. So in that process also, so far almost 600 people have been released in that process. So the third stage is the disarmament stage.
We started with the local militia group. They have surrendered over 600 locally made guns, locally made pistols, imitation of the modern weaponry. So after we have got those, the bandits now started also releasing high sophisticated weapons. In fact, as I'm telling you now, we have secured about 8 general purpose machine gun, FNC La AK-47. So we are able to get about 100 flasks. We are on it, and I assure you that the disarmament is continuing. One other advantage I have now, I have all the phone numbers of all the bandits. So if there is any issue anywhere, if there is any issue, I'll know the particular bandit to phone. And that has given me control. They are visiting me in the office. When they came, I entertained them. Because what I discovered was that military action has been going on in Zamfara for many years. But there wasn't much progress that was expected.
It's not every problem that ends up with gun. There have been World War I and World War II, and most of the cases at the end are resolved to dialogue. And the present administration was able to sit down with these people, talk to them, find out what is the problem, what is really making them to go astray. And that gave room for what the relative peace that we're enjoying today.
A lokacin wancan tsohon gwamnati mun fuskanci matsaloli masu ɗimbin yawa, a kashe muna mutane, a ɗaukan muna mutane, a ɗauki dabbobinmu, kuma aikin nafin ɗin mutanenmu mu sai da gonaki mu biya kuɗi tun daga miliyan 2, miliyan 3, miliyan 4, miliyan 5 har zuwa miliyan 10 muna biya. Amma da Allah ya kawo wannan gwamnati ta Bello Mattawale Maradun, to alhamdulillahi mun samu sauki 100% kuma mun ji daɗin zuwata, don muna yin bacci mu kwanta tare da iyalanmu, kuma har mu samu mu zo mu ci kasuwa, mu je asibiti, mu yi kasuwanci da mun ga dama zuwa ga gwamnati ta Bello Mattawale Maradun.
Ba wani abu wanda nake ji illa bayan tun da an riga an ce a ma Allah, ina ma Allah godiya da na ya nuna man su ga su da can mun yi ma juna mummuna fahimta, yanzu mun dawo mun fahimci juna, mun rungumi juna. Ba abun da nake ji illa bayan daɗi.
The government has directed that all the cattle routes, all the farmland must be returned to the owners, no matter who you are.
Within the first 100 days of this current administration, the government was able to contain like 80 or 90% of the banditry that was occurring in this state.
To address the issue of insecurity for over 8 years to 10 years within 100 days, that person, you can judge him as the highest person in transparent and truth person. So even this can make me to have a good relationship with the governor. No any problem, have good relationship with the governor.
His Excellency felt that dialogue is better than force when you are fighting a relation or you are fighting your neighbor. So he felt that this dialogue must embrace some aspect of provision of social amenities for the Fulanis.
If you look at Fulani as a tribe, sincerely speaking, most past governments have actually neglected them. They have never been looked upon as people or as community that need to be reckoned with. So if you talk of farmers, at the end of or during raining and wet season, farmers are being supplied with fertilizers, they are being supplied with farm implements, but as a Fulani, what has he got to benefit from the government? Virtually nothing. And the very little area where he wants to graze his animal has been terribly encroached.
The Ruga settlement is being initiated by the present administration of Governor Dr. Mattawale Maradun to construct 3 as a pilot scheme, 1 at Maradun in Sankida, 1 in Maru local government, 1 in Zurmi local government. And the Maradun one has reached about 60 to 70% stage of completion, and it has all the facilities that are required for a human being to live comfortably. And the Ruga is aimed at uniting the entire major ethnic groups in Zamfara State, that is Fulani and Hausas, and to settle Fulani in one place, to stop them from moving from one place to another, and to create a very good place of living, and to also create job opportunities and to improve the economic viability of the Fulanis and Hausas, all encompasses in one place.
That is an excellent way of, making people to realize that they also have a stake in this country. Those people, the Fulanis, are also citizens of this country. They don't have schools, they don't have good roads, they don't have good potable drinking water, and they are citizens of this country. So, as far as I'm concerned, whoever introduced the issue of, taking care of those people has done a good job.
In the Sigidaranji Grazing Reserve is 2,180 square meters. But for the pilot phase, we are going to use 100 hectares to provide social amenities such as the housing, 210 allotted plots. We have a primary health care and veterinary clinic. We also have an Islamia school, a central mosque, a police station. We also have a sporting facility, which is a social center. We also have a market and a loading bay for cattle. So apart from those social amenities I want to view, there has to be a green area for proper grazing and also for planting of forest trees for a forest belt, and also for herbs and fruits for the farmers and the other dwellers that will live in here. Because this is going to just be not just a housing for the herders, but it's going to be a housing where it will incorporate all walks of life of Nigeria, where it will build the capacity and develop the herders too in different aspects of our lives.
At least now we know that their children will grow up to enter schools instead of just beginning to rear cows as young as 5 or 6. They now have to go to school, because there are schools established in the Ruga settlements. Now, once they are educated, their way of thinking will automatically shift from just, herding cattle to wanting to further their education, to wanting to become more useful and inclusive members of their communities and ultimately of our great country.
All those who want to do their businesses, let them go. We assure them that it is peaceful, and they will do their business. There will be no problem. They can come at night, they can come at the daytime, they can sleep anywhere. There will be no problem.
Zamfara, peace and development matters a lot in the development and the maintenance of peace in the northwest part of Nigeria.
It borders with, if you look at from the west, Sokoto State, Katsina State, Niger Republic, Kaduna State, and even Kebbi and Niger State to some extent. So you can see it is strategically located. So peaceful atmosphere in Zamfara State is going to have a ripple effect on almost all the state and even the Niger Republic.
Well, Zamfara State is one of the most richest states in Nigeria.
We have a lot of gold and other precious resources underneath the ground in Zamfara State. And I'm happy to know that this administration has come up with a wonderful program for the proper acquisition of these blocks. This government is trying to streamline that process and make sure that the citizens of this state also benefit as well as the generality of Nigerians.
So people are always welcome to come and invest in Zamfara. We have simplicity, we are simple people.
Any investors want to come to Zamfara State to invest, the government having a provision of free land to that investor. They should come to Zamfara State to invest. They are going to offer them free land everywhere in Zamfara State.
We are among the largest states in the northwest, and it is pertinent for the state and the country in general to ensure that Zamfara is developed, because our development is the development of our nation, and that's why the government is bringing a lot of strategies to be applied so that more wealth can come to the nation. My advice to the government is to listen to people, especially people who are objective, people who mean good.
The crime in Zamfara is very low compared to what is obtainable elsewhere. People who are aware that Zamfara they knew yesterday, is no more the Zamfara of today.
I'm calling on Zamfara people to continue with prayer on our Governor Dr. Bello Mattawale, because what he has brought in Zamfara State, I know it is their prayer. They should continue with it.
My hope for Zamfara State is very high, because since we have been able to achieve peace, and the governor always has the people in mind, and our programs in fact, people-minded. We are thinking ahead, far ahead. We are not talking of Zamfara State within 4 or 8 years tenure of His Excellency. We are thinking of Zamfara State far beyond that. We want our policies to impact on the lives of the people much longer, very much long after we have left office.
The present situation that we're experiencing in Zamfara and Zurmi is something to reckon with, is something to say. A very good, well done to the peace initiation, and I really prayed and I wish it should be maintained. I'm making a clarion call that all hands should join on deck to see that this process is being sustained, because should anybody want anything outside this, is not a good friend of Zamfara State, honestly speaking.